Hi you guys, it's Karina. So I am back with another video tutorial for you guys. And it's going to be a refresher because she does already have video tutorials on my Instagram, but I realized that my YouTube does not have any on her. So I just want to make sure that she does have video tutorials on YouTube because sometimes Instagram can be a little glitchy. So I just want to make sure that YouTube has like a backup video tutorials on this particular template. So from the looks of it, as you can see, it is a sunflower inspired template. So this is my template 76. So this template is the little version, not a little, but the smaller version of my template 39, which is the larger version of this template, which will also have a new video tutorial coming as well. So as I mentioned in the beginning, so she does have video tutorials on my Instagram. So when you go to my Etsy and you look under the item description, and this goes with any of my other templates, under the item description, links will be provided for you to copy and paste, and they will take you directly to the video tutorials. Okay, so if you copy and paste those links, because I think there's like 3 different links on there for this particular template, it is going to take you strictly to Instagram. Back in the day, I used to make a lot of Instagram video tutorials underneath they used to call it Instagram TV, but I don't think that's what it's called anymore. So I do have them saved there. So it's easier for you just to copy and paste a link, and it's going to take you straight to Instagram. You don't have to be an Instagram member in order to watch a video. Of course, it's going to come up a little pop-up asking you if you want to join this and that. Just push the X button and you can watch the video tutorial. Okay, but I just wanted to make sure that I also have something here on YouTube for you guys. So here's my template 76, as mentioned, inspired by a sunflower. Not exact, inspired though. So this is a very small template for you to work with. She is in SVG and PDF. So SVG means your cutting machine will cut for you. And honestly, because this is the smaller version, I do tend to use the SVG more just because she's tiny. So flowers can range roughly around 4 inches to the largest being 12 inch. And all it requires for you to make something similar like this is 2 petals. So I did use the first 2 petals to make this 12 inch. And I did use these 2 little small cuties to make the small little around 4 inch small sunflower. Now, I do want to do a little disclaimer that centers are not provided, okay? And that goes pretty much with any of my templates unless I do specify under the item description. But I always have either links or I will do tutorials sharing with you what I did. And most likely, if you're doing SVG, most likely you have access to Silhouette and Cricut Design Space. So I always share tips of how to do that. Today, we are going to be doing this particular center here. Now, this is from my own collection because I did start doing centers, and this is using my SVG Center 1 that can also be found here on Etsy. I'll have it linked down below. So I am going to give you the measurements for this one here in particular, and then how to assemble her. Okay, so it is, again, the image is sold separately, but if you're interested, you can make this sunflower center. So we're going to be doing that one today. But I also did want to show you, when I first started out, I didn't have no fancy cutting machine, so a lot of it I did do hand cut. And this is a center that I did hand cut. Well, obviously I did this recently, but I'm just saying back in the day. This is what I would do with hand cutting scissors. So I'm going to show you briefly how to do this center as well. I'm not going to do it completely, but I'm just going to show you the steps to achieve this center. I'm going to also do a separate video, which is already found on my Instagram, but again, I want to have it here on YouTube. If you have Cricut, there is an image called Aster, very popular. Well, at least I find it. I tend to use it a lot, called Aster, and I have made it to where I can do a sunflower center as well. So as you can see, this one, I mean, you can totally tell the difference. This is my SVG Center 1. This is Aster from Cricut Design Space. I'm going to be sharing with you in another separate video 4 different measurements for you to create the center if you would like. I'm going to do a walkthrough, show you what the center looks like, and I am going to give you 4 separate measurements. Okay, so that is going to be coming soon as well. But again, if you don't want to wait, it's already on my Instagram. So go under the item description again, like I told you before, copy and paste, and that will take you to that video where I give you all the measurements, how many you need, and all that. Okay, so, and I'm also going to give you this one for the little cutie for the 4-inch. Okay, so just wanted to mention that. So I just wanted to do that disclaimer because I don't want you guys thinking, oh, the center's going to come included. No, but I will always show you or tell you how you can achieve that particular center. Okay, enough with the talking. So we are going to start with the outer part of the flower. So as mentioned before, you're going to need the first 2 petals if you want to make the larger version. Now, I roughly made 30 of the big ones and 15 of the smaller ones. So the larger one is going to serve as your first 2 layers. It can depend. Sometimes I've done 15, 19, 17 for the first layer. It's all going to depend on how you are going to space these. And then whatever number you ended up using for the first 2 layers is the same amount. So I'm just going with 30 and 15, and we're going to see if I need to do more, then I will do more. Okay. I am going to be using cardstock. So I am using cardstock from Hobby Lobby. It's this nice, oh, are we focusing? Hold on. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to be using this color burgundy from Hobby Lobby. It is a 12 by 12. So I just want to show you, and it is 65-pound cardstock. You can also get away with text weight, I find, with this particular template as well. So let me go ahead and get my petals cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my petals here prepped. Now let me show you what you are going to do. So just grab a petal, cut in the center, small dot of glue, and then glue. Now, I do want to share a little tip with you, is that you don't want to go too short here when cutting in the center, because what's going to happen is that the petal is going to lay forward up more. We want this petal to lay a little bit flatter, so we're pretty much going to go like halfway distance wise, and then that's when you're going to glue, and then the petal is going to lay flatter, just because we want these petals more flat. Okay, not completely flat, that's why we're just going to go halfway. So grab your petals. We're starting with the largest petal here. We're going to go around in a circle. You're going to get your glue gun. I am using my Surebonder mini detailed glue gun. You're going to add a small dot of glue. Don't do a lot, just in case we have to readjust. I do find myself readjusting a lot with this one in particular. So our goal here is just to go around in a circle. So you're just going to add a small dot of glue. And just go around. Again, don't stress trying to fit all the petals in. Just kind of go with how many can fit. And as you can see, the circle is already forming. Sorry if you hear my children in the background. Their bedrooms are right across from my office. And you're going to assemble all the other sizes the same way. Just use 2 different petals and then assemble the same way. Now, obviously, the smaller petals are not going to require as many petals as the larger ones. And then this goes for template 39, the larger version. it's also assembled exactly the same way. Just that template is meant more for larger flowers in like the 15, 16, 17, 18 inch range. Okay, squeeze one more in here. Okay, I think that works. Circle looks more like an oval, but that's okay. And then just secure that. And voila, we have the first layer. Now let me count how many I did. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this time around I did do 17. So I definitely do have to cut some extra ones. So this is 17. So again, don't get hung up on if you don't have the same amount as I did, because that other one that I showed you, I did only 15. So again, that's just gonna all depend on the spacing. The closer you get, the more obviously petals you're going to need. The more wider you space them, the less petals you're gonna need. So that all depends, I guess, on the look that you would want. So now we need to cover up this gap. So same color, let me go ahead right here. So I have this piece of paper right here. So I'm just gonna cut out a circle. Okay, so your goal here is just to cover up that hole. And then secure, just like that. So now, same petals. We are going to go now in between. So you're gonna add glue now to the back. And then you're gonna go, so pick anywhere, it doesn't matter. And you're gonna go in between petals. So do you see how I went in between these two? So again, with the glue, and I'm gonna go in between right here. Do you see how I went in between those two now? So this is what you're gonna do with the second layer. And just remember, it's the same large petal. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the second layer and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I am back. Second layer is done. So now we are on to the last layer, and this is your smaller petals. So remember that first layer was 17 petals, which meant the second layer needed to be 17 petals, which means this third layer also has to be 17 petals, and she's prepped exactly the same way. I am going to just add glue to the left because we're gonna tuck that last petal in. And then you are just going to repeat the same steps where you are going to go in between the petals. So that last layer that you placed, you're going to put those petals and go in between. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am on to the last petal, so I'm going to tuck her in. And there you go. So this was the first petal that, remember, I only glued the left side so I can tuck this one in. And then there you go. We are all done with the sunflower portion. Now we are going to go on to the center. So here you can do whatever you want. You can do a hand cut center. You can do a flat center, which with template 39, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you some Cricut image that I personally like to use if I'm feeling lazy and I just want something very simple. I'm going to show you that with the video tutorial on template 39. So again, this is up to you, however you wish to do the center for this. But we are going to, I'm going to show you my SVG center 1 and how I like to do the sunflower center. So again, this is sold separately, but if you're interested, it is on my Etsy shop. And I'm going to show you what the image looks like and then just the measurements that you're going to need. Okay, you guys, so I have a couple of images here that I wanted to share with you. So the SVG, so when you do purchase a template, you get both the SVG and the PDF. So that way, if you want your cutting machine to cut, then this is what the SVG will look like. Or if you want PDF, then it's just for you to strictly print it onto paper from your printer, and then you're just going to cut those petals out, and they're going to be your own hard copy template to trace and cut. But this is what the SVG will look like for this template. So one of the things that you want to make sure is that you are going to have to make sure that you ungroup the image so that way the petals are separate. Okay, this goes for any of my SVGs. The measurements in the directions it's going to give you the measurements for each color petal. So for example here, measurements of petals, red petal is 5.6, but let's look at step number 3. Keep image locked when resizing, and only resize the height. So make sure that this little lock key is always locked, and this is where you are going to resize the petal according to the directions that I have here for you. Once you have changed the sizing to these, make sure you save it, because you don't want to be doing this every single time. Okay, and you can delete the directions too, because you won't need that. Just make sure that you save this. Okay, so then that way the petals are good to go. And the nice thing about this, because it is an SVG, you can mess around with the sizing. You know, I did mention that template 39 is also available, which is the larger version. But really, I mean, if you wanted to, you can create your own sizing, but making them larger or smaller if you wanted to. So say if, you know, the 12 inches wasn't large enough for you, then you can manipulate the sizing, you guys. Okay, so I did want to throw that out there, that if you have this particular template and you need larger sunflowers, for example, you don't have to purchase 39 if you don't want to. Why are you blurry? Because again, you can resize it. Okay, there we go. Because again, you can resize it. But again, with template 39, it's going to be the same thing, where I'm going to give you the measurements and you just type in the measurements and it'll change them. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that for you. So let me delete this because we don't need it. Now, for the SVG Center 1, this is what it's going to look like when you get it. Now, I am going to give you a measurement here. This is, so I do have a video tutorial on my YouTube channel strictly on this particular SVG center, and I do have a sharing with you guys the centers that I like to do with it. Just ignore this. That's we're not you don't have to change the measurement for that. That's just for another center, so you can just delete that, and you can mess around with this template as you wish. Okay, that's the one nice thing about this center, is that, you know, when you unlock it, you can manipulate the center. Okay, now you are going to have to unlock it when I start giving you these measurements for the sunflower. Okay, so this image is the same one. So here are the measurements. So this is going to be for the inner center part of your sunflower. Okay, I made, I think 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I did duplicate 10 of, okay, sorry guys, my daughter came in. So you do need 10 of these. They're going to fit in an 8.5 and 11 cardstock sheet. Now you are going to have to make 2 cuts, okay, 2 cuts of these. And here is the measurement for them. Width 10.631, height 0.688, or if you want to shorten it, you can do here 10.63 by 0.69. Okay, so remember, you need 10 of these and cut them twice. Okay guys, so this is the second sizing that you need. I don't know why my phone has been very blurry today. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. Okay, and they will fit on, again, an 8.5 by 11. So you're going to need 10.23 by 1.04. Or if you want to be accurate, here we go, 10.228 1.042. So they're just rounding it right here. So I think I did do 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I did 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 8 of them. Okay. So this is going to be the second size for the sunflower, right? And this is the last sizing that you need for the sunflower. You need 5 of them. And we're going to do 10.52 by 1.32. Now that's just, they're rounding it, but here, as you can see, 10.521, height 1.316. So whichever one you want to enter. So either this one right here in the box or this right here. All right, now let me take you to how to assemble. Okay, so I have the first one cut. So these are going to be the smaller ones. So I want to show you guys. So when you peel this off, you are going to want to make sure that you keep the scraps as well, because we are going to be using the scraps as well. And these are your scraps. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same image. So we're going to be using this as well. So remember, we did 10, but I need you to cut this twice. So really in total, you're going to have 20 of these and then 20 of your scraps, because there's 10 in each sheet. So what you're going to do, you are going to roll this. You're going to first start off with the image that is not your scraps, and you're going to roll these. So there's going to be 20 of them in total. Now again, this particular size here is for the 12-inch. You can mess around with that center, the SVG center one, if you want to make it bigger or smaller. So you can create different sizes. So now we're going to secure that end. All right, and glue. So now I'm going to get the next one. And I am going to glue it around. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to wrap all these first 20. Let me show you one more. Grab this one. And then roll. And do watch your fingers, because you are working with hot glue. And then secure. And then glue. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. I am gonna go ahead and roll these up, and then the other 10, and then I will be back with the scraps. All right, you guys, sorry, next day. I had a lot to do yesterday. So let's finish this center up. So I already rolled the first 2 10 sheets along with one of the extra scraps, but I wanted to show you, so this is the last scrap that we have. So I just wanted to show you how to cut these out. You're just gonna snip at the ends. So then that way you can use the scraps as well. Okay, so technically you're gonna have 20 of the image cut out and then 20 of the scraps. Or actually, I think you might have less scraps. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 9. And that's only because this one I didn't cut out. Actually, I really think that if you wanted to, you could add one more image. So instead of cutting out 10, you could do 11. So then that way it was the full 8.5 by 11. That of course is up to you if you wanted to, but I have a feeling that another image would have probably fitted right here, and that's okay. You could totally do that. I'm not gonna lie, it does bug me that I have a little bit more space here. So I think I would add one more extra image underneath here, so then that way you would have 11 in total on one sheet. I totally think that it definitely is doable. So anyways, here are the scraps. Okay, so I already did the other scraps, but I just wanted to show you how to cut those out, just in case if you were wondering. So then you are just going to roll the scraps around. Let me see if my glue gun is ready. Yep. So just add a small little dot of glue, and then you're just going to roll. It's a very simple center. I would say time consuming, yes, but definitely an easy center. And you're just going to roll these scraps, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. So once these scraps are all done, let me just show you, because I am going to get started on the other. Then you're going to go to the next size. And let me grab them. So this is the next size that I gave you guys. So then I am going to roll, once all the scraps are all rolled up, I am going to roll these. And once these are all rolled up, then I'm going to wrap up the scraps, okay? But I'll be back once I start rolling these up. So again, this is going to be the second size that I gave to you guys, okay? So let me go ahead and finish this up, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I just wanted to show you, I did start rolling the next 8s. Remember, that was the second size. So as you can see, they are going to be slightly taller from that first group that we just did. So you're just gonna roll those 8 first. And then once you're done rolling these 8, then you're gonna go to the scrap, okay? So then those 8 are all rolled up. So then you are going to start rolling these. Same thing, you're going to snip the ends, and you're going to repeat the same process. By rolling these around, or gluing them around, I should say. And they are going to be slightly, not so much, but slightly taller than the 8 that we just put. But yeah, so that's it. So let me go ahead and finish these 8. And then we're going to be left with our last group. So the last sizing that I shared with you guys. And that was 5 of them. Remember, I only said we needed 5 of these. So then I'm going to start rolling these. And then you're going to end it with the scraps. All right, so let me go ahead and finish this up. All right, you guys, so I did start adding the 5. So as you can see, they are taller than that second batch. And you're just repeating the same steps where you are gluing them around. So that other center that I talked to you about, the Aster, that I'm going to be doing a separate video, it's pretty much the same thing that you're going to be doing, just rolling them around. Again, I mean, the centers are time consuming, but they really are pretty. So if you have the time, I definitely do recommend them. All right, so we're done with those. So then now we are left with the scraps. So then you're just going to cut these out. Snip the ends. Now what I like to do with this one is I still have, I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to line it up with this other one. And I'm gonna cut it out just because the base over here, it's a lot more wider. So we're just gonna follow along. So that way we can have 5 and not 4. Technically, you could do this to that first group. Remember I told you instead of 10, you could have added 11 if you wanted to do this, if you wanted an extra one. All right, so these are going to be your last 5. And we're going to do the same thing. Just go around. So let me finish these up and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, and we are all done. So now what you're going to do is those larger, and so the last 2 sizes that we did, you're just going to use your thumb and push them back. Now you can totally do this in multiple colors. I have done it where I've used like different shades of brown to give it a look. And there you go. Isn't that adorable? Again, time consuming, but I think worth it. And then you're just going to glue her in the center. And then that's it. You're all done. Super cute. All right, you guys, and then there they are. So I hope you found that helpful with my template 76 and then this sunflower center. So again, the center is not included, but if you're interested, it is my SVG center 1. But again, stay tuned to my YouTube channel as I am going to do another separate video tutorial on another center using the Aster image from Cricut Design Space. So if you have Cricut Design Space, I'm going to show you an image that you can use. And then I am going to also post the larger version, my template 39. We're going to do another sunflower, but we're going to keep it simple, and I'm going to do another image from Cricut that is not going to be as time consuming as these, because yeah, they're a lot of work, these centers, but they are pretty. So I hope you found that helpful. So again, the templates can be found on my Etsy, but I'll have them linked underneath below here under my YouTube description if you are interested in either one, the center or the floral template. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.